election denier Hillary Clinton and the most evil man on the planet,
right,
George Soros.
He gets the sociopath award, not the Medal of Freedom.
The demon himself is going to be in the White House. We should have an exorcism.
Well, it looks like once again the conservatives are all up in arms against their biggest boogeyman, George Soros. Ooh. I know we're about as far from Halloween as we can get, so I'm sorry for that little jump scare. The conservatives are losing their minds, and this time because Joe Biden is awarding George Soros along with 18 other people with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a mostly ceremonial reward that's been given out to hundreds of people since JFK.
Hillary Clinton, George Soros, and 17 other people are going to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. So people who destroy freedom getting the Freedom Award.
But here we are with the conservatives calling for a literal exorcism.
I think you have to have a Catholic priest and, I don't know, bring a Protestant minister, bring whoever you want, bring a shaman in. I don't know. Let's have an exorcism. You got to drive the demons out, the demon spirit of George Soros. I am 100% serious. We have to bring, I think, religious figures in and do some sort of ceremony to get the evil demons out. There's an illegitimate regime, and they're up in your face now.
President Joe Biden is awarding 19 people with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the inclusion of names like George Soros and Hillary Clinton on that list has led to swift conservative backlash. There is nothing that gets conservative dungarees in a knot faster than the names George Soros and Hillary Clinton. The expansive list includes entertainers like Bono and Michael J. Fox. Elon Musk tweeting, "A travesty that Biden is giving Soros the Medal of Freedom." Yeah, a real tragedy. I should remind you that Donald Trump gave this award to Jim Jordan and Rush Limbaugh. Let's take a look at what he said on Joe Rogan.
One often hears of the sort of George Soros boogeyman, but I mean, Soros actually, he is, I believe, the top contributor to the Democratic Party. The second one was Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. So, and Soros, I don't know. I mean, he had a very difficult upbringing, in my opinion, he fundamentally hates humanity. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, he's doing things that erode the fabric of civilization. Getting DAs elected who refuse to prosecute crime. That's part of the problem in San Francisco and LA and a bunch of other cities. So why would you do that?
Was it humanity, or is it just the United States as a whole?
I mean he's pushing things to other countries too.
He's doing the same thing?
Yeah. Now, George at this point is pretty old. I mean, he's not, he's basically a senile at this point. But I mean, he's very smart. And he's very good at arbitrage. Famously, he shorted the British pound. That's sort of how I think he made his first money, was shorting the pound. So he's good at spotting, basically arbitrage, like spotting value for money that other people don't see. So one of the things he noticed was that that the value for money in local races is much higher than it is in national races. So the lowest value for money is a presidential race. Then next lowest value for money is a Senate race, then a Congress, and but once you get to sort of city and state district attorneys, the value for money is extremely good. And Soros realized that you don't actually need to change the laws, you just need to change how they're enforced. If nobody chooses to enforce the law, or the laws are differentially enforced, it's like changing the laws. That's what he figured out.
But is what's stunning that this trend, that people haven't pulled the brakes on this and have it reverse course?
They're pulling the brakes.
I wonder what value for dollar Elon Musk got when he bought Donald Trump for $250 million. I wonder what value for dollar Miriam Adelson got for giving Trump $100 million. Or what value for dollar any of these billionaires got. Warren Stevens, Linda McMahon, Jared Isaacman, Howard Lutnick, Vivek Ramaswamy, Stephen Witkoff, Doug Burgum. All of these people are billionaires, and all of these people benefited from donations to Donald Trump because Donald Trump picked them to be special envoys, to be the head of departments, to be ambassadors, to be secretaries in his cabinet. The incoming administration is by far the wealthiest and most corporately captured administration we have ever seen in this country. For Elon Musk, of all people, to turn up his lip at George Soros is laughable. It's beyond parody. I just wanted to finish the video out with a few hilarious responses from conservatives online. Matthew Marsden says, "Soros getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom is the biggest FU to the American people possible. As I said before, Biden is a petty, vindictive man who will go down as the worst president in the United States. He will go down in history as being sandwiched between the worst president's two terms." Scott Adams says, "This looks like a Soros-Clinton flex to remind you who is really in charge on the Democratic side. The absurdity of it is what makes it a flex. Alex Marlowe says, I wrote a book explaining that Joe Biden isn't just a bad president, but a bad person too. Giving George Soros, who hates America, our nation's highest civilian honor is all you need to know. January 20th can't get here fast enough. Never give these people power again. I hate to be the one to tell you this, Alex, but the Venn diagram between politicians and bad people looks like a lunar eclipse. Joe Biden presenting George Soros with the Presidential Medal of Honor. This one actually got me. Liz Churchwell. This is what the George Soros World Economic Forum replacement migration policies looks like. And then she goes on to post a bunch of violence happening in cities. This is exactly the kind of xenophobic, anti-immigrant rhetoric that we're going to be seeing a lot of over the next 4 years. I mean, the only reason why there's so much hate towards George Soros in the base is because of this whole anti-Semitic conspiracy surrounding George Soros. Because don't get me wrong, I don't like it when rich people can just buy politicians, but look at the amount that they're complaining about. George Soros proud of donating $400,000 to anti-Brexit campaign. Brexit was objectively a bad idea. Donating $400,000 is nowhere near the millions and millions of dollars that right-wing billionaires, which again is most of them, donate to right-wing causes all over the world. I for one say go for it, George Soros. Fight fire with fire, especially if it means that these guys are going to be losing their minds on the weekly, because I'm having way too much fun. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.